Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Max Coverage in the building, and I'm here to break down some news that I got today throughout the day that I already posted on my page. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I also posted it on Twitter and Instagram. But I'm gonna start with Todd Gurley. So Dirk Cutter, the offense coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons, came out today and said no one is certain about Todd Gurley's health status. Now that shocked me because don't you have team doctors? I'm sure he had other opinions on his left knee from other doctors around the world. We already know he has arthritis in his knee. That's what, the reports came out and said a couple years ago. But you just signed him to a 1 year, $5.5 million deal after he just got cut by the Rams. So in 2017, the guy was on fire. 1,305 rushing yards, 13 touchdowns. Then he had 788 yards receiving, added six more touchdowns. Okay. So 2018 hits. What'd he do? Followed it up with a great year. 1,251 rushing yards, 17 touchdowns. 17. Then he added 580 yards receiving with four more touchdowns. So the dude's due for a payday, right? Well, he got one. He got a big bag. He signed a 4-year extension, $60 million, and $45 million of that was guaranteed. So as soon as he signed that dot on the dotted line, he said, "Bring me the money." Well, at the end of that year, before the playoffs hit, he missed a couple games. And then they went to the playoffs, and when he got back, he didn't look the same. They were using Malcolm Brown more than him that game. And he was up there with the MVP race. He didn't win one, but what? You're going to put Malcolm Brown over him during the playoffs? Something ain't sitting right. So 2019 hit, and he proved he wasn't the same. He only had 857 rushing yards. He had 12 touchdowns, which is pretty good. But this is where the drop off happened. He only had 207 receiving yards and only two touchdowns. And to put in perspective, he was averaging 4.9 rushes or yards per rush in 2018. That fell to 3.8 in 2019. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot because it's only 1 yard, but for a running back, that's huge. That's a huge drop off. So, shockingly, the Rams cut him this offseason. $20 million of that, so that's dead cap space. That's just money gone. And then he finally lands a spot in Atlanta where he's from. He went to Georgia University. But are you taking a chance on damaged goods? He's only 25. So he's still young. He has about 5 years left because once running backs hit 30, they usually go on the downward trend. But he's still a young guy. This might be a high risk, high reward. Not really that high because you only spent $5.5 million on him. But I mean, if you don't know his health status by now, that's kind of shocking. NFL, more NFL news. All the facilities for each team is still going to be closed. Roger Goodell came out today and said that they don't really have a set date for that to open. Which, I mean, you have about 2 months before training camp happens, and then 3 months before preseason. So they said they're going to start the season on time. Well, that's kind of a wrench in the plan right there. Well, Joe Buck came out and said, he's a broadcaster for Fox. He said their network, they have something in planned in case fans aren't going to be in attendance in the start of the season, which they're going to have virtual fans in the stands, and they're going to boost the crowd noise up to make it sound like an official game with the crowd there. That was kind of weird. I mean, if you watch UFC this past weekend, there was no one in attendance, and you can just hear everyone, all the fighters just, doing their thing, and all you heard was Joe Rogan commentating. So, I mean, it kind of was weird. I enjoyed it, but you can't have no fans, playing football. That's what the 12th man is. Your fans getting around you, making the other team, not be able to hear their communications. And I don't know. I mean, for us as fans watching from our couches, that might be pretty cool, but I don't know what they're going to do. I hope they're going to let fans in these stadiums, but we all know what's going on around the world, so whatever's the safest route. And also, I had one note on baseball. So, Aaron Judge is still hurt. If the season started right now, he would not be able to play, which was another shock to me because how bad is his shoulder and rib? He's dealing with two health issues right now. So, his shoulder and his rib are hurt, but he's falling in line just like Todd Gurley. Can he stay healthy? Because in 2017, when he won Rookie of the Year, dude bombed 52 home runs. Now, I don't know why it's like this, but in baseball, because in 2016, he actually played in the league, played 24 games, but I guess you're not considered a full rookie unless you play a certain amount of games. So in 2017, he played 155 games, was labeled a rookie, won it. He should have won MVP, in my opinion, but that's another debate. So 2018 happens. He missed 50 games with injuries and only hit 27 home runs. 2019 happens. He missed 60 games with injuries, still hit 27 home runs. Now, the Yankees pulled it together last year. They were without Giancarlo Stanton, Miguel Andujar, Judge. I mean, the Severino, the list just keeps going. They were derailed by injuries. They still did great. But the Yankees are a far better team with Aaron Judge in the lineup. Best believe that. Now, I don't know how serious this is. They're saying around June 20th is where he'll be okay to play. But they need to start getting a move on if they're going to have a season or not, because they've already pushed it back 2 months. How far can you push the season back, until you got to cancel it? I have no idea. But thank you for coming out and watching this video. Please like, share, help me out. Spread the word, man. Subscribe to my YouTube also. Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.